And we are live here for race number 15 of 29, rather, here in the 1990 throwbacks. We are heading to Daytona for our usual mid-season celebration here for the Pepsi 400. Alan Kulwicki, Bill Elliott, and Geoff Bodine continue to separate themselves out from the rest of the field, showing that they are more than likely going to be the three championship contenders to face off against each other this season. Alan Kulwicki, I don't know how he's managed it, but he's gotten an extremely impressive 4 victories on the season. And we'll see if Kulwicki can keep that pace up. Of course, here at Daytona, Bill Elliott and Geoff Bodine have to be the odds-on favorites to be up front trying to win this race. Probably more Elliott, so Bodine, but both of these drivers have a lot of success here at the Daytona International Speedway. And very unsurprisingly, Geoff Bodine is going to be on the pole again here from Daytona. As we're going to give you your starting order. And before I go out that, how about that 19th place starting position for Dave Marcus? Good job, Marcus. Anyways, getting to the top 10 starting lineup, we've got on the pole Geoff Bodine. In second, we have Morgan Shepherd. In third, we have Davey Allison. And in fourth, we have Mark Martin. In fifth, we've got Tim Richmond. Sixth, Harry Gant. Seventh, Ernie Irvin. Eighth, Neil Bonnet. Ninth, Terry Labonte. And in 10th, rounding out the top 10, Rusty Wallace. And so Alan Kulwicki did not get a good qualifying position, and neither did Bill Elliott. So both Elliott and Kulwicki will have to work their way from a little bit further in the back than they're usually accustomed to. Here's the command. This will be a 40-lap affair. And this should be as always, a very intriguing race out of Daytona. I can't really name a single Daytona race that has been unintriguing since the start of the throwbacks. This always produces such a fantastic race and such a fantastic drive. It truly is always worth the wait, always worth the watch. Pace car is going to duck down into pit road here, and we're going to get ready for 40 laps here at Daytona. The Pepsi 400 is going to begin now. The green flag is out, and we are underway. As everyone flies by, Geoff Bodine is going to have the lead for the time being. Looks like he's going to beat Morgan Shepherd off into turn 1. Shepherd will hold on to the second position. Third position still being contested by Martin and Allison. That outside line tends to be a little bit more effective than the inside line in turns 1 and 2 if you've got the draft right. Allison down there. And the inside line can definitely be really good through turns 3 and 4 and turn 1. Turn 2 usually has the outside line advantage. And Allison will come across the line in third. So Geoff Bodine is going to pick up 5 bonus points for that lap led. We'll see how long this number 11 car is going to stay out in front here. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays out here for quite a while. Now here comes Irvin. There's that strong run on the inside through turn 1, but as I said, usually the outside line gets some sort of run off of turn 2. Not the case this time. A very strong push by Terry Labonte, and Ernie Irvin is going to take the lead. Remember, Irvin got that shock win, his first career win at the Coca-Cola 600 earlier on in the season. Now it looks like he's not even going to lead a lap. They come to the line. Irvin got it, but barely. There it is. So Ernie Irvan is now going to slip back. He's on the outside lane. Elliott trying to find his way around Terry Labonte. Labonte's putting on a good block job. So it's Labonte 1, Elliott 2, Kyle Petty 3. And there goes Chad Little. He's going to make it 3 wide for the third position. He's being pushed by Kulwicki. Irvan's got to back off, but he's still hooked on the outside, 3 wide. And Elliott puts a crossover move on Labonte. That should be enough to get Elliott to the line. And indeed it will. Elliott will lead lap number 3. And now Elliott got forced out of the bottom line, and here comes Chad Little to the bottom. So Little's now going to go to the lead. Daytona being an exciting event as usual so far. 3 laps, 3 different leaders, and now here comes Kulwicki to the bottom. Looks like it's going to be no change. And now Kulwicki shoved up to the top. Here comes Phil Parsons. Parsons down on the bottom. Who's going to win it back to the line? Parsons will win it easily. Now Darrell Waltrip, he's looking to get into the lead. Bobby Hillen's looking to get a lead. Will anyone be able to take advantage? Waltrip will shove the 1 up the track. Here comes Darrell Waltrip for the lead. Alright, now it's going to go Waltrip in the lead. Parsons second, Hillen third, Petty fourth. Bodine fifth. And Parsons falls way back, though Waltrip is still able to keep the block going on with Hillen. Richard Petty will be able to slip underneath Hillen here. And Petty will be able to move up into second. 198 career victories for Richard Petty, but not a single one since 1983. In fact, he hasn't even had a lap led, I believe, since 1986. And yet here he is up front. But it looks like he's going to get passed very quickly here by Brett Bodine. So Richard Petty finally makes it to the front. Can't do a thing about it. Now here comes Ricky Rudd to the bottom. Rudd not able to make the pass, and now Schrader's looking, along with Bierschwale, Pearson. Schrader looking low, and there he goes. There goes Schrader. Schrader looks low on Rudd. Bierschwale slides up to the top, so that'll put Larry Pearson behind Schrader. And we've got a bunch of cars that usually aren't towards the front. Derek Cope, Jack Pennington, Dick Trickle, Larry Pearson. We've also got Jimmy Horton. You've also got Dale Jarrett there in the 57 car. So lots of guys that usually aren't up here, and here they are. Right now, Ken Schrader has been the benefactor of this, but Larry Pearson's going to be able to take the lead here going through turn number 1 and 2. And now here comes Dick Trickle down to the inside. Trickle should be able to beat Pearson coming into 3. Will Pennington be able to make a move on Trickle? And he will. Here comes Jack Pennington to the bottom. 3 wide. Pennington. Will he beat him back to the line? Yes, he will. Jack Pennington will lead that lap. A critical 5 bonus points there for Pennington. And now Cope is looking for a way through, and it looks like he's going to get it. Cope's found a way through. He's being pushed by Jarrett. Jared's doing a good job there. In third, you've got Sterling Marlin, one of the better restrictor plate drivers in NASCAR today. But for now, keep an eye. The Whitcomb Racing Machine, number 10, Derek Cope, currently in the lead of this race. Jarrett goes to the top. Cope goes with him. Big mistake. Here comes Marlin to the bottom. And Sterling Marlin, he's now going to have the lead. So give the lead to Sterling Marlin, but now we've got a lot of good cars coming. Once Jimmy Horton gets past here, which Jimmy Horton looks like he's about to lead a lap, should be able to lead it quite easily. Indeed he will. So now here's how this is going to go. We've got Richmond. He's going to take the lead. Kulwicki's going to be right behind him. And then you've got Bonnet, Martin, Kyle Petty, Hutch Strickland, Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, Brett Bodine, Morgan Shepherd. They're all down there. It's almost like a torpedo of very fast pieces of machinery are coming through. Bonnet looking to try to unseat Kulwicki from the lead. It's not going to happen. Kulwicki will lead him to the flag. Now here comes Bonnet down low. And that was a good move by Bonnet. So Bonnet will be able to take the lead. Mark Martin now moves into second. Here comes Wallace and Earnhardt. They're down there. Pennington somehow was able to merge in down there between Earnhardt and Bodine. And now Mark Martin's going to go for the lead himself. He really knows, he's another driver that knows how to get it done here at the super speedways. Maybe not necessarily a huge fan of them, but definitely knows how to get it done. Here comes Earnhardt to the bottom. That'll be for second, and that'll probably be for the lead. Earnhardt all alone down there, but turns 1 and 2, that low line does have a decent amount of grip. And Earnhardt is able to stick the nose up there, and he will have the lead. Brett Bodine is now in second, and now Brett Bodine's going to try to go for the lead. He couldn't get there. Now he crosses over Earnhardt. Can he beat him back to the line? Close, no cigar. Earnhardt will lead that lap. Bodine continues to get pushed. Morgan Shepherd is now looking to get into the lead. He's getting a good push by Gant. Irvin behind him. Elliott behind him. Morgan Shepherd now in the lead. They've got that Oldsmobile tandem right there. They've got Brett Bodine. They've got Harry Gant. They've got Ernie Irvin. Man, if I'm Oldsmobile right now, I would be very, very happy. These cars have been doing very, very well today. We've seen the 33 run up here, the 4 run up here, the 94s ran up here. We're just wondering, where's the 20? Here comes Irvin trying to take the lead, and look who's behind him. Somebody who's trying to be the points leader in Bill Elliott. It should be noted that ever since we talked about him getting the pole position, there's Geoff Bodine, rather. He has been stuck in a purgatory back in the field since pretty much the get-go in this race, and it's been really difficult for this team to get anything going. They've started to make their way back to the front, and then they started to fall back, so they had to make it back up again, and then they fell back again, and now they're making it up again. So Geoff Bodine having not such a good day. Meanwhile, someone who is having a good day, how about this one? Richard Petty getting pushed to the lead by Waltrip. Michael Waltrip, that is. And Richard Petty, he should be able to take this as a lap lead. It's been so long since we've seen the 43 at the front, especially here at Daytona. It's finally happened. Too bad it only lasts for about 5 seconds. The lead gets traded over to Michael Waltrip. He was so close to winning his first career race last time we were at Talladega. Just didn't work out for him. Well, not the last time we were at Talladega, but the last fall Talladega race. Because the last time we were at Talladega, Mark Martin just put on a clinic and showed everyone how to drive a race car. Proved why he's one of the most effective wheelmen in all of NASCAR today. Tim Richmond will be able to take the lead away from his teammate here, and look who's in second. It's our pole sitter. It's Geoffrey Bodine, and he's got the fastest car on the track today. But you want to know who has the second fastest car? It's the number 20. You are wrong. It is the number 20. So keep that in the back of your mind. As Jack Pennington and Rob Moroso, two Oldsmobiles, are working together to try to get up to the front here. Notice how Eddie Bierschwell is also on that list. You've also got Wake Speed on that list. That's another Oldsmobile. So, man, Oldsmobiles are showing some really strong speed here. You got an Oldsmobile in second. An Oldsmobile, no, that's Pontiac. An Oldsmobile in eighth. So, and you've seen the Oldsmobiles near the front too. So, you know that these cars are at least decently fast. But right now, if you want to talk fast, you gotta talk Geoff Bodine, because he's come up here and he's actually made these guys space out a little bit. Geoff Bodine has been doing a fantastic job at controlling the front of this race ever since he took the lead. And man, does it look like he is almost immortal up here. He's got a 3 or a 4 car length advantage to everybody. And that is difficult, because you don't want to have that kind of an advantage on your opponent at a track like this. That is usually how you get ran down and passed. So Geoff Bodine is really in the danger zone right now. In fact, here they come. But I don't think they're coming fast enough. Bodine continues to lead a strong front here at Daytona. And right now, I think he's making a very, very strong case for getting those 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. Geoff Bodine has yet to win a race this season despite being 3rd in points. And you gotta think, Elliott's at least won 2 races, Kulwicki's had 4, and Bodine hasn't won a single race, yet he's in the same zip code as both of those drivers. So keep that in the back of your mind. Rusty Wallace might try to do something here. Despite the smoke on the front straightaway, no caution has been given out. I also don't see a single driver retired or anyone lagging way, way, way behind other than Jimmy Spencer. So, I don't know what caused that. Maybe Jimmy Spencer. But I doubt it. Anyways, back towards the front. Geoff Bodine has gotten past. But so is Rusty Wallace, and now Mark Martin is going to take the lead. Romoroso second, Dick Trickle third. Looks like Ken Schrader is going to be in fourth. And Bonnet goes to the bottom of Martin. Neil Bonnet is trying to snap a really long winless streak. And now here comes Lake Speed. Once again, the Oldsmobiles are showing incredible pace here today. Every single one of them has been overachieving. That's good. That shows that Oldsmobile, they've got a good program. Got a real good program. Trickle trying to dive down to the inside. No dice. At least for Bonnet. Trickle should be able to take the lead here. And here comes Dave Marcus to the bottom, 3 wide. Oh boy. Marcus, can he sustain the momentum? Is Mark Martin going to try to make it 4 wide? Is everyone that's in this pack mentally insane? Well, it looks like we're about to answer 2 out of 3 of those questions, because here comes Marcus again. And we've got cars diving down on the pit road. It's well past the halfway point, so we don't have to worry about pit strategy. It's just one pit, and you're good. Now here comes Martin to the bottom. And Mark Martin looks like he's going to take the lead here with this 3-car battle between him, Bonnet, and Schrader. Now we've got several cars diving off into pit road and a bad decision. Oh wait, Davey Allison's 38th. Now Sterling Marlin has decided to stay out. He's going to have a little bit of drafting assistance from Larry Pearson, but I don't know. I don't think that that's going to net him anything big. So we really got to talk about the front of this pack, which right now I think is Terry Lawani. No, sir, it is not. It is apparently Dave Marcus. And now that they're catching everyone up here, looks like the front of this pack is still going to be Mark Martin. Sterling Marlin's just getting out of pit road now. It's going to be interesting to see where exactly Marlin is going to end up with respect to everyone else. There's J.D. McDuffie there. There's Rodney Coombs. And there's Mark Martin. So it looks like the 94 is going to be way, way, way back. So Mark Martin is your leader. Ken Schrader's in second. And then here is everyone else. I think everyone in this pack actually has the opportunity to win the Pepsi 400. And my God, what a gaggle of underdogs we got in here. Lake Speed, Dave Marcus, Dick Trickle, Mickey Gibbs, Dale Jarrett, Brett Bodine, Hutch Strickland. I mean, we're all talking about all those drivers I just named off, with the exception of Dave Marcus, have no wins in their career. course, Dave Marcus has 6. 3 of which coming in the throwbacks period. And if you don't want to believe me on that, you're just going to have to take my word, because unfortunately, any video that I haven't uploaded to YouTube has been lost. Thank you, Twitch. Yeah, so you're just going to have to believe me on that. But Dave Marcus has 3 victories in the throwbacks period. The first one coming 1984 Richmond. The second one coming 1985 at Bristol, and the other one actually coming 1986, also at Bristol. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Dave Marcus actually does have 3 victories in the throwbacks. 2 wins at Bristol and a win at Richmond. Which, by the way, that was a freak win because Elliott was going to win that race, but he ended up blowing a motor on the last lap of the race, and Dave Marcus, for whatever reason, was second. So do with that story what you will. That was all the way back to the old Richmond Fairgrounds Raceway, actually. The old Richmond track, which there is footage of a race at that old Richmond track. I think it was the 86 race there. You can find that on this YouTube channel, the old Richmond track. Is it a good race? No. it's a half-mile short track. Yeah. It's what you would expect for that kind of a track. Anyways, coming back to the race at hand. Dale Jarrett is your winner. Yeah, your winner. Your leader. And now here comes Bill Elliott. Now, I think your good question is going to be, where is Geoff Bodine and where is Alan Kulwicki? Well, those are both excellent questions. Geoff Bodine is in 24th. Alan Kulwicki is in 36th. No. So, yeah, here's Bodine. I mean, they've got some fast cars, but are they going to make it up to this pack? No. And then, hey, here, got to go way, way, way back. Here's Kulwicki. Good job, man. In fact, Kulwicki's the last driver on the lead lap. How did that happen? Anyways, Neil Bonnet, and now it probably is going to be a race between these 4 up here. Bonnet, Jarrett, Wallace, and Elliott. If someone else ends up winning this race, that's going to be quite a shocker. Dale Jarrett has never won a race here at the Cup level here in the throwbacks. Neil Bonnet has not won a race since North Wilkesboro in 1985. We've got Hutch Strickland. He's never won a race. Jeff Purvis. This is his first full-time competition season. He hasn't won a race. Dick Trickle, second year in the league, hasn't won a race. Brett Bodine hasn't won a race. Mickey Gibbs, he hasn't won a race. He was a rookie last year as well. Bobby Hillin Jr. has finished second, actually, 3 different times. Most notably the 1985 Coca-Cola 600, which he almost won. But then Ricky Rudd pulled out some kind of bull crap tire thingy, and he ended up winning. I don't even know how that happened, but you're going to have to ask Ricky Rudd how he won that race and what he did in 1985 to be so good for so long. He led at least 1 lap in 21 consecutive races. Nobody does that in the modern era here in the throwbacks. That just does not happen. not 22, 21 straight races where he led at least one lap. That's not ever going to happen again. Ever. Ever. So, whether that's a record that predates the throwbacks, I don't know. And I don't think it's worth the effort trying to find it. Because I think 21 races in a row is pretty remarkable enough. Think about that. To be able to lead at least one lap in 21 straight races. Think about that. You gotta lead races at all of the tracks. You've got to lead races at short tracks like Bristol and Martinsville. You got to lead laps at road courses, which back then would have been Riverside and Watkins Glen. Actually, no, it would have just been Riverside. Just the two races at Riverside. You would have had to lead laps at tracks like Rockingham and Dover. You would have had to lead laps at Daytona and Talladega, at tracks like Atlanta and Charlotte, and tracks like Pocono and Michigan. Which, by the way, that was during the era of Earnhardt at Pocono, Michigan, even though Earnhardt somehow did not win a race in 1985. I have no idea how that happened. Quite possibly one of the biggest anomaly seasons that we've ever had in the throwbacks is Dale Earnhardt going winless in 1985. That was crazy. Anyways, we've got 4 laps to go here in the Pepsi 400. Mark Martin is your leader, but for how long? Here comes Bobby Hillin. Hillin has never won a race. And we just got done talking about an extra long tangent about Bobby Hillin. So here comes Hillin down low. He will be able to get around here. Nicky Gibbs is still up here. Brett Bodine is still up here. Dave Marcus is still up here, although you've got Jarrett, Bonnet, Purvis, Strickland, and Trickle. They are falling back. Man, Richmond and Martin trying to power through on the outside. Will that be able to work? No. I don't think so. I don't see it happening. It looks like Bonnet and Jarrett are going to be able to stay in the draft. I don't know if Trickle's going to be able to stay in the draft, though. That's going to be a close one. Yeah, Trickle will definitely not be able to stay in the draft. And look at Martin use the outside line in turns 3 and 4 to take the lead back from Hillin. Oh, boy. 2 laps to go. And I think Mark Martin just secured himself another Super Speedway win. Hillin isn't giving up. He's not giving up. He's going down low. In fact, they're going to go 3 wide for second. Hillin so close to victory. He can taste it. He wants it. Richmond has no help in the middle of the track. Well, now it looks like Schrader's going to drop down and help Richmond, but how much is that going to help him? Martin trying to block every single lane. White flag is out. Hillin is trying to get things done down on the bottom, but he's just being hamstrung right now. And there's nothing that Tim Richmond has been able to do. And now here he comes. He got a good run through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Hillin down low. He's got no help. No drafting help. Is that going to matter? Bobby Hillin Jr. coming down low to the inside of Mark Martin. 3 wide behind him. Oh boy, Daytona's shaping up to be a really good finish. Side by side coming off the final corner. It's going to be a drag race to the line. And Mark Martin's going to win the Pepsi 400. And yet another second place finish for Bobby Hillin Jr. How heartbreaking. 4 career second place finishes for Bobby Hillin Jr. A career best 5th place finish for Mickey Gibbs. And a career best 7th for Hutch Strickland. And also a career best 10th for Jeff Purvis. And Mark Martin, he's going to do it again. He will win here at Daytona, the Pepsi 400. We said that Bodine and Elliott were going to be the favorites to win, but we were looking at the wrong Ford. Mark Martin comes home with the victory in a side-by-side fender-to-fender finish here at the Daytona International Speedway. And you can see the points implications there. I'll just show you the full results here. Mark Martin leading the most laps in the race there at the end, doing an incredible surge to get up there. Rusty Wallace finishing 42nd because it's Rusty Wallace and it's a super speedway. You'll see Wallace will drop down to 9th in points. Mark Martin, he's still here in 5th, but after that Daytona race, look at this. All of a sudden, Tim Richmond is now part of this points battle as he's only 79 points back. Mark Martin's gaining a little bit, but inconsistencies, to say the least, are probably going to start plaguing him soon. But we've still got Elliott is now at the point, 44 points ahead of a tie between Alan Kulwicki and Geoffrey Bodine. This has just been an incredible season thus far, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. Our next race is going to be our second race at Pocono, the AC Spark Plug 500. And yes, we only went there 3 races ago. We'll see you then.